This one was seized last summer by conservation officers, and it was seized because, oops, there you go. The owner did not have a correct permit for them, and their tenants kind of ratted them out. This one's approximately 9 feet long. This is actually the nicest snake we have here.
Maple Ridge-based veterinarian Dr. Adrian Walton is one of the few permit holders able to care for illegal snakes like this Burmese python, since they were deemed a public safety issue and banned in 2008. Anyone wanting to own a Burmese python now would find it very difficult.
You have to have had them before 2008 when the permits came in, and you had to have applied for a permit at that time. You cannot get your permits now unless you can show to the government that you've had them since before the ban and that you were not aware of the legislation.
The ban against exotic pets has not stopped people from wanting to own these dangerous pythons and has instead led to the creation of an underground snake market, according to SPCA spokesperson Sarah Dubois.
It maybe drove some people into breeding more. So people still like to make money off of the sales of snakes, and they breed well, and you can keep them in very small spaces. And you know, it seems like a get rich quick if you know what you're doing kind of scheme.
If you take a look at the prices, we've got a purple phase albino going for $500. We've got a citron for $2,000, a golden child for $4,500. So they range in price anywhere from, a couple $100 up to $50,000. And I think he's got a beautiful peed down at the bottom that's going for a lot. Yeah, $25,000 for a peed reticulated python. That's illegal. So that's the driving focus of this market, is if you have an unusual or rare species, you can therefore breed them and hopefully get and make your money back, if not more.
The online sale of illegal snakes has overwhelmed Dr. Walton, who is one of the 3 permit holders in British Columbia. He often finds himself stuck with surrendered snakes after buyers can no longer care for them due to their long lifespan.
I mean, they live 20 years. Look, the vast majority of people that get these animals get them in their early 20s, and then life changes occur. They have to move. They wind up starting a family, they get married to somebody who doesn't like snakes, and it's a very rare individual who's managing to keep these animals to their adult size. I mean, you can see how many babies are being sold online. Where are all the adults? You see how few cages I have. You can see that these are all filled. And so if I have a number of species and I do not have the room for them, I have to euthanize.
Walton does not usually report owners who have surrendered illegal snakes. The penalties for owning a snake without a permit include possible jail time and a $250,000 fine.
I will care for legal snakes. I will care for illegal snakes. I don't care as long as the animals are being treated. That being said, if I feel that the animal is being severely neglected, I will report them to the SPCA or conservation officers.
The Aldergrove Zoo has a permit to keep illegal snake species, and they support the 2008 ban but are concerned about the welfare of the snakes being bought online.
I'm sure a lot of animals die in the shipping process, right? So are you really doing the best thing for the animal? You don't have the opportunity to view the animals before you purchase them. Are they healthy? There's a lot of different factors that go into it beforehand. So really, you're getting something completely blind. You're not doing your appropriate research on the background or the history of this animal before getting it. So you never know what you're going to get, right?
Online sales have drawn the attention of the Vancouver Humane Society. Spokesman Peter Fricker says he doesn't want snake sales to become popular.
It's certainly a problem that this trade is going on underground and that people are keeping them in defiance of the law and in defiance of local bylaws and restrictions. But we think it's probably better that it's kept to a minimum underground rather than that these things become a popular mainstream habit amongst the public at large.
Mike, the reptile guy Hopcraft, is a conservationist who rehabilitates reptiles surrendered to him. Hopcraft does not currently hold a permit for exotic snakes, but still won't turn away any snakes in need.
Had for probably about 3 months now, not very long at all. She's the one that came in, a guy came in right near the end of the day one day and asked if we were interested in more boas. I said we weren't looking for more boas, but we could take them if he needed to. And he said if we didn't take them in, he was going to take them down by the river and cut their heads off. So I decided we would take them in.
Hopcraft has applied for a permit and hopes to join Dr. Walton, the Vancouver Aquarium, and Aldergrove Zoo as an authority for reptiles. While larger constricting snakes and venomous snakes are still illegal and an overwhelming problem in the province, Hopcraft believes that smaller legal snakes may make the perfect pet for those still seeking a scaly companion.
With reptiles, honestly, snakes are one of the easiest animals to look after. Once you've got their enclosure set up, it's a very basic enclosure. Once it's set up, it's very easy to look after. They're cheaper to set up and maintain than a dog is. You know, feeding is cheaper than a dog is.
Snakes are misunderstood. They actually make wonderful pets for people who are interested in them. But they are not an animal that you should just buy on an impulse. You should have a passion for these animals.